This AskReddit user asks, "What's the biggest lie you've heard about college?" That smart and mature people go to college. No matter what college I attended, or what campus I visited, and regardless of their alma mater. There are a fair amount of fools on any campus and from any school. And an expected number of people still experiencing the growing pains of adulthood. This isn't to say they shouldn't be proud of their academic accomplishments or happy about their career prospects. Rather, it is simply that they are by all means deficient in areas I think one ought to not be deficient in. Maturity, insightfulness, self-awareness, etc. DN. You even spelled out etc. Where did you go to school? Anyone who fully spells out etc. is immediately awarded tenure at a school of their choosing. Etc. I'll have one Hogwarts, please. That the lecturers, tutors don't care about you or your grades. You're saying they do? Some do and some don't. They're just people. You have to go to college so you can get a good job. Well, what is a good job? What if I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life? I don't particularly love my current job. That has nothing to do with my degree. By the way, but you know what? I still have one. I can support myself and live fairly comfortably. All my degree did was put me in debt. That everyone will come to the diving competition to cheer for you when you perform the triple Lindy. The two that stand out are professors would only accept papers written in cursive. And the only path to college is doing well in high school. The former isn't true because of these things called computers, and the latter isn't true because of this thing called community college. Quote, if you choose Greendale you're already accepted. E. Pluribus as. Greendale humans. Pop pop. Current college student here. The biggest lie I've heard is probably one of the following. You're at an elite school. Everyone is going to be brilliant. Absolutely not true by any stretch of the imagination. There was a guy who drunkenly drove his motorcycle into a tree because he thought it would be funny. It's a massive place. There's no one culture that defines it. While OFC there will be things for people with different interests. As there are 8,000 students there. The university's general culture-related stereotypes fit remarkably well. It's not like high school. There are no popular kids. Quote, at least at my school. Top-tier fraternities and sororities effectively function as the popular group. Quote, it's going to be an intellectually driven experience. If I had $1 for every kid who was taking honors multi-lin alg because it looks good for BB recruiting, I'd have the funds to pay for a plane ticket to Hong Kong. People are very pre-professional. Perhaps for a reason. You came from a well-resourced district. You'll be ahead. Not at all true. College has been enormously humbling in this way. There are students who come in with a weak foundation and soak it up like a sponge. And most famously, college will be the best 4 years of your life. For some people it will. But for most people it won't. You might want to pick somewhere other than Hong Kong right now. That you need to have a plan. College is dope. College is hard. College is stressful and makes you cry weekly. You think you have a plan until a mean Russian professor tells you he'll fail you in calculus if you don't drop out. Panic and change major. Change major again even though you'll graduate a semester late. Join a business fraternity B.C. It'll look good on a resume. Run for exec board of the frat because someone told you to. Get exec board position and panic. Work on professional designations during classes. Go present at high schools for your frat. Work 25 hours a week so you can afford the commute and thank everything for your scholarships. Apply for more scholarships. Do summer internships. Take an extra semester to graduate in May and avoid the job gap that can happen to December graduates. More designations B.C. Who cares when the college is paying for it? Graduate a year late. Having made awesome friends. with designations and experience under your belt. And celebrate because you deserve it. TL. Doctor. Take your time. Do your thing. Graduate whenever. Your plan will change anyway. That it doesn't matter if you don't know what you want to study right away and you can switch your major at any time. While parts of this are true. College is expensive. I switched my major after my second year and had to take a fifth year to finish my degree. It's cheaper to take classes at a community college if you are unsure of what you want to study and then transition into university once you've decided. Don't pay thousands of dollars to find yourself. Also, if you go to a university where the majors are competitive, which was my experience, you have to somehow balance finding yourself while also being at risk of missing out on your chances at one of your potential majors if you FK up on one of your prerequisite course exams. Hey now, a lot of people find themselves right after bombing their Calc 2 exams. Really coincidental like that. I mean, I'm sympathetic because there are an increasing number of kids being pushed into majors that require calculus just because they've been told those degrees guarantee them high-paying jobs. If they don't really have a desire to study that stuff but they're doing it because it seems like an obvious way to get a good job and maybe they did well at math in high school. I don't think it's fair to kinda mock them for finding themselves after they don't do well. In undergrad, I was one of those kids. Came in as a Math CS double major. And I hated it. Calc 2 ruined me. 4 weeks in, I changed to political science and philosophy majors because I was absolutely miserable and doing terribly. And I found that I was doing better in my classes because I actually liked the material. Then, 3 years in, I had to take a methods course for my poli-sci major. And I found that I actually enjoyed the math because I liked the context in which I was studying it. So I added a stats minor, which I loved because I had motivation to work through the math. After a complicated series of events that aren't worth going through here, I ended up adding a stats major. And I had to finish my calculus series over 5 years after taking Calc 1. And you know what? I killed it. I wasn't any better at math. I just wanted to be there. Now, I'm a grad student in statistics at a top 20 program. And I definitely wouldn't be anywhere close to here if I had pushed through instead of finding myself. I was lucky because I had a great set of scholarships that, along with working full-time, enabled me to afford this process. But don't look down on people who figure out what they want to do after they are faced with the reality that their initial path won't work for them. That you will somehow become Bill Gates if you drop out. As others before me have pointed out, Gates, and Mark Zuckerberg, for that matter, dropped out of Harvard, so they had to have been good enough to get accepted. Uni friends last forever. That only grown-ups went to college. It's hard and you don't have enough time. When people just don't prioritize it and want to have a life like going to college isn't a life already. I have a wife and 2 kids. 3 years of college. And never did I have the issues the others did. Was way more than enough time. Work was decent if you took the time to study. I kept hearing no time. Then realized people want to drink, party, play video games and anything more than work. I rather work now and play later with more money. Play time as a poor BM sucks. Oh, that's relieving. The general consensus is that college is a mammoth task. You certainly can make it one. Many students sign up for 18 or more credit hours and cram as much actual class time into their schedule as they can. And then there's no time left for all the reading and other homework that's meant to happen outside of class. So then they skip the reading and figure that's okay because everyone does it because nobody has the time, and then they get CP grades while feeling like they're working so hard. You get the idea. As someone who stuck to 12 to 15 credit hours and did the reading and other homework, it's definitely possible to do well. Gain an education. And enjoy life all at the same time. I think I'd cap at 12 if I was working more than 20 hours a week though. As someone working full-time, I've capped it at 6. I can technically keep up with more. But last time I tried, my anxiety got so bad I tries to kill myself. So, yeah, gonna avoid that. The expensive ones are better. I have degrees from state schools and Ivy League schools. The state school was flat out better. And cheaper. You can get just as good a degree. Maybe better. From a reasonably priced school and not go thousands into debt. To add to this, I went to a community college and then transferred to a highly ranked university. And I actually found my classes at the community college were much better. I think that going to a school based on cost or ranking can actually backfire on people, because I think that at higher ranked schools professors can be much more focused on research rather than teaching. The professors will be hard AS and you'll meet your best friend in collage. If you get hit by the campus bus, your tuition is paid for by the college. Sent from my wheelchair. I know a woman who had her foot run over by one of the maintenance carts at university. She sued them and was awarded $250. That more than paid for her tuition. Edit. Since people keep commenting about the legitimacy of her lawsuit, and this got way more attention than I thought it would. Here's the full story. The dude hit her with his maintenance cart and crushed her foot when she fell to the ground. He was drunk at work and completely negligent. She ended up in the hospital and needed expensive medical bills covered. The university denied all responsibility and refused to pay for her medical bills. Despite having liability insurance for that exact scenario. She was out time, money, pain and suffering, and missed a bunch of work and school. I think they got off easy. FNHL. Wish my college had those carts. I'm going to that dude's campus. You need to go to college in order to succeed in life. Different paths have different requirements. My best advice to anyone wondering if college is the move or not is to start by job hunting. Find the jobs you want. And list out what the requirements are. If it's a college degree, great. If it's not, pursue whatever else. Trade school, certificates, etc. Instead, my advice would be to look up careers in middle school or high school that you may be interested in and find out what's required to get there. I did this and figured out Army didn't require a HS diploma, so I got a GED. Went to recruiters and they told me only about 10 to 15% candidates without a HS diploma are accepted. Had to enroll into community college and get 15 credits. Which took longer. I'd still talk to an adult about making any decisions. There's no clicks. Everyone will be broke and struggling just like you. You won't have to deal with rich kids anymore. Many people told me that living in a student hostel is better than to rent a room or flat because it's all fun and stuff, but I experienced both, and for me a separate room all to myself was infinitely better. My dad spent my entire senior high school year and my entire time in college telling me the same thing over and over. If you have a college degree, any job will hire you. Doesn't matter what kind of degree it is or what kind of job it is. They'll just hire you because you have a college degree. I don't think I really believed it. But I was too busy to question it anyway. The best part? When I got out of college and had trouble getting a job that didn't involve a cash register and customer service. He kept repeating it and claimed I just wasn't trying hard enough. Edit. For everyone that sound really freaked out. This was years ago and I have a job now. Used to be true. Times are different now. Trust me. I knew that even back then. But dads always acted like we all live in a time warp and nothing ever changed and everything being different is just people being AS. Things are better now. But back then, it didn't really help when the only advice I got from him was, "You're just not trying." Quote, my dad used to tell us to go out and shake the bushes. We would get so sick of hearing that. My parents graduated from college in 1970 and they literally had places lining up to give them a job. When I graduated from college in 1997, there was nothing. My parents just didn't get it. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more videos.